I'm gonna make a video on um, if I was in charge of the school system, here's what I would do. First, I would remove AP Pre-Calculus. It is offered in the last few years by the College Board. I do not agree that AP Pre-Calculus should not have existed. AP Statistics should be removed in every single public school. AP Statistics. Let's see. Remove online AP exams, which only really existed during the coronavirus. So that's not really anything new. Let's see. Only have IB schools in public schools. Private schools can have IB schools in these states. So public school, because the law has a jurisdiction. I mean, to say that private schools shouldn't have AP pre-calculus is a little silly. But we can always, if you were in charge of the college board, well, and you have to say if you were in charge of the governor and the such and such. So, only have IB schools and public schools in California, Ohio, Nebraska, Texas. And remove AP research in all schools. I mean, AP suburbs probably not. The idea is anyway. Let's see. Instruction. Art must be taught 2 years. Now, I must make a distinction that there's a requirement that is called VLPA, which is similar to art. Typically about 1 year is required. I did not say to double that. I'm saying that if one were to take an art-based class, for example, pottery, drawing, they're not allowed to take it for 1 year and graduate. Now, if they took another course that is similar to that and meets the VLPA requirement, for example, I'm trying to think of an example course for example, let's see, a course in the history of communications. I don't know. That counts in the VLPA requirement. You can take that and get into college, right? Or you could take video production, 1 year and get into college. Now, I forgot to mention that I'm not interfering with college requirements. Some of these requirements are silly. But that is too controversial to record. That's probably a different topic for a different video. So, there's 2 parts to this. So, world history in 2 years. So obviously my idea of public school is my vision of it is very different from most people. Let's see, that's another video to discuss. So, the idea that didn't really make sense to me is that I took AP World History, took 1 year of US History. First, I took 1 year of this, 1 year of that. World History, I'm not, if I was in charge of the graduation requirements, I would probably say, to get into college, it would probably make it super flexible. Instead of saying 3 years of history, 3 years of, what they call history plus government, 3 years of math, I'd probably just say something like 4 years of a general category called social science and humanities, which incorporates a bunch of 4 years of subject that requires some logic, which could include math, which could include science, but could also include occupation. In some ways, you can have a PE class that uses logic too. Now, I'm not sure how it could be designed. But that's a different topic. So let's see. Of anyone who wants to be a geek in world history, instead of having 1 year of it, waste time taking tests and stuff. Take 2 years of it, so that anyone who's interested in the subject could take 2 years. It doesn't matter if it's AP or whatever, right? Same with U.S. history. I'm like, wait a minute. Why would you need to split it into four semesters, or in this case 6 academic quarters? Well, first of all, a lot of students they enroll in school and um, like clearly they understand the subject, right? But there's always some students who need to just memorize those, get like a decent score in the SAT subject test, for example. Obviously, it takes 2 years for that. Um, so that in that case, my vision it would have, instead of having like half the class, half the graduate class enroll in these courses, it'd be much less. Yeah. Only problem with the system is that it works better in a university setting, not in a public schools, in a secondary schools. So let's see. If necessary, the summer could be in lieu of the second year, which is a little rough, but you know that could make it super easy. Chemistry must be taught 2 consecutive years. So instead of taking a year of chemistry and then forgetting about it afterwards, we should have 2 consecutive years of chemistry and history. The idea is now I'm probably gonna have to change some of these and say specifically, but it doesn't really matter. Like that's the thing with chemistry. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. People take 1 year of chemistry and they learn the subject fine. They end up being doctors. They end up getting the pre-med requirements. Why should chemistry be taught 2 consecutive years? First of all, I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. Alright, let's say you took a year of just basic chemistry, honors or whatever. What would the second year be? You're gonna take organic? No. Reasonable requirement is to have a history of chemicals and laboratory. We've when that counts as a chemistry course. Now, obviously, that's super easy, but yeah, you get to learn about the chemists and stuff. So that would be a good example without getting into the more difficult stuff. You don't have to take college level course. No. You don't have to take AP Chem after regular. No. That's too difficult for some people. Why not just take something like that? That's not a bad idea. Let's see. But I only picked two criteria, right? For the social science requirement, one could always learn a bunch of. I mean, you can have an endless lieu of subjects. So, let's see. I was gonna provide examples. So, I have this chemistry library, but have you noticed that this lab book, there's no color. It's only black, gray, and white, right? There's no color in this text, right? That's the thing. There isn't really color in this lab book, right? So, what else? I also wanted to show these 2 basic children's book on just a random topic of a history subject, right? And you can clearly see there's color, in these books, right? There's color in pictures and such, but there's no color here, right? So, the idea is, with these stringent requirements, I was gonna discuss something else, but let's see. I opted to not discuss it. So let's see. So AP pre-calculus. First of all, when I was in school, I never took AP pre-calculus. So I took regular pre-calculus. Because AP pre-calculus did not exist. The College Board did not make that part of their list of AP classes yet. So I just thought the ideas. I mean, it is a hard subject, but I really don't agree that with the AP calculus is perfect. It is a college level subject. But the idea of having AP pre-calculus is so that there could be a standardized curriculum for students that move to different states. But that's silly. That doesn't. I mean, why not? That's the silly reason why AP algebra doesn't exist. So, this is just silly. AP research. I mean, the point of college is not to be a professor. So we should remove AP research. The point of college is not to be a professor. It is. That's just nonsense.